Just watching a video by Truth Stream Media. I guess they used to work for Alex Jones. I don't know. I don't care. I like some of their stuff. But they were talking about AI, and the title of it is "Will You Worship AI?" And they're talking about these tech people who are starting, AI churches, and some guy out in Silicon Valley starting a church where they actually, worship a AI deity. And I just think it's funny because, and then people are making comments about, you always get the Christian side where they're saying, oh, the Bible, you got to follow the Bible, and, Jesus is the only way. And I was thinking, honestly, like the Bible is the original AI programming, right? Maybe not the original, but for our contemporary world, the Bible is the ultimate programming guide, telling us, commandments and dictates, and how to stay in between the lines, supposedly, and I'm not saying that that's not necessary. I'm not saying it's not necessary. When people are disconnected from God, they need a outside moral authority to tell them what's right and wrong. If you have to tell somebody, that idolatry is wrong, or stealing is wrong, or killing someone is wrong, or coveting is wrong. If you have to tell someone that, you're at a very low level of operation. Like, you're at a very base level of functioning. And that's what the Bible is. The Bible is like the basest level of functioning, and my daughter this morning, for some reason, asked me if Jesus was real. And I said, well, yeah, Jesus is real. It maybe the version of Jesus that we're being taught in church and maybe being told, maybe that version's not real. But I said, yeah, there was definitely a person, that was bringing out a new teaching. That's ultimately what Jesus did. He brought a New Testament, a new teaching. And so anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there, that the Bible is, the original programming. A long time ago, millennia ago, and who knows when, maybe it was thousands of years, maybe it was hundreds of thousands of years, maybe it was millions of years. Human beings were connected to God's source. There wasn't a necessity for an outside medium to connect us to God. There was not a necessity for a quote-unquote savior to come teach us how to reconnect to God. That was, we had that connection. If you listen to people who have near-death experiences, when they go to quote-unquote heaven, or whatever they call it, a lot of people call it like another dimension, another realm. It's another realm of being. It's a subtler, more refined realm. And this realm there is no doubt that you are connected to God. And they even say, even the blades of grass, you can just see them just emanating this godly energy. And everything is just filled with light and filled with God. Well, I believe that this planet was operating maybe not on that subtle of a level at some point, but there was a more direct connection to God. This planet is what it is. It's 3D. It's outside of that heavenly realm. Maybe that serves a purpose. Maybe that's why it's set up like that, so that we can, run these programs and become familiar with conditioning, and become, more adept at different things, dealing with emotions and dealing with, the negativity and just the physical requirements to operate. And it gives us a level of compassion. And I'm not going to try to sit here and figure out all the reasons why we're on this planet. But there's in my opinion, there's definitely, good things. I mean, think about any time you've had suffering. I mean, I know for me personally, I've had a good life, but I've had my share of suffering, and it has always made me a better person. Has always made me more compassionate towards others. It's like someone who hasn't been married. They could pass judgment on a marriage, right? You could say, "Oh, I can't understand how someone could cheat on their spouse. I can't understand how, someone could just up and leave their family. I don't understand how people can get divorced." Well, yeah, because you've never been there. It'd be like someone trying to tell you about raising children who's never raised children. It sounds so easy when you're listening, when you're on the outside, right? Maybe you read a parenting book and you think you're an expert. Well, let me tell you something. When you're raising a kid, it's like I had a friend at work a long, long time ago when I first started RT, and he said, "There's no manual. There's no operator manual for kids. It doesn't come with an owner's manual." And that is the truth. And every kid is different. And so that's just one example. But I believe that, that makes us more. It makes us more humble. It makes us more compassionate. And I mean, what is compassion? Compassion is the ability to go to the simplest state, right? To go to the simplest level and just experience gratitude. Compassion, gratitude, they all go hand in hand, because they're all like the simplest. They're getting closer to this most basic level of godly energy. We think it's real complicated. We think God's really this complex, complicated thing, and I guess it is at the level of the mind it is, but the level of the heart, it's the simplest thing. It's just gratitude, compassion. And this AI stuff will never touch that. It'll never come close. The AI stuff will make humans more complex, and it'll focus on the complexities, and it'll try to understand on all the emotional levels, but it will never understand at the level of the heart. So it is not a concern. This, if anything, it's a contrast, and we need contrast. Right now, this is a world of contrast. The good and the bad are being exposed. They're being shown. The truth is being displayed all the time. Just watch any news program. The cover-up, the obfuscation, the lies, the deceit is just plain to see. You don't have to be, some kind of linguist or, body expert to see that they're lying to us all the time. It's just like a constant barrage of lies. And, I think the Bible has legitimate stuff in it. I guess. I don't want it. I don't need it. But, maybe it helps people. But it's because they're disconnected from God. They're not getting a taste of that godly source, that godly energy. And one of my friends, he was, telling me about, this is a long time ago, but he was telling me, "Oh, I'm trying to, read the Bible. I'm trying to understand it. And I'm really, he was just really like in his head with the whole thing." And the first thought that popped into my mind, and I didn't say it to him because I was trying to, I didn't want to offend him, but my first thing that popped in my mind was, throw that fucking Bible away. Throw it away. You don't need that. You need a direct connection to God. This thirst for God. That's what we need. We need a thirst for that truth, for the real thing. Anyway, I didn't mean to ramble, but I just thought I'd make a comment about that. AI is nothing to fear. Over and out.